So you thought you might like to walk around compound to see the tigers snuffling and cooting around. Tell me, do you want to hear some squeaks? Hopefully then see some very cute Pete's. If you want to hear Derek ramble about things, just watch the part right after he sings. Meow. 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 Hi, baby. Why don't you look up here? Why don't you look up here? Found out something interesting about this little girl is we think that maybe she's not exactly a llama, but an animal that is known as a guanaco, or a guanaco, or a guanacu. I don't know. We're just having trouble trying to pronounce that. Hi, baby. But they are a member of the camelid family, and they are actually the wild animal from which llamas and alpacas originate. I know, right? We think that she is actually a guanaco. A guanaco. Which, it's interesting because they are actually like a CITES, like animal that's protected species, and we're sitting there saying just like llama, and then it's like little did we know. But I think, and I am not here definitively saying just like yes, this is what she is, but it's like look at pictures of guanaco, and you'll be like that's Dolly. that's okay. That is Miss Mew. That is Miss Mew. Yeah. What is that with your tail? Very different in looks and character than this one. Oh my gosh, look at that. That's like one of those motivational posters. You know, life begins with a single step. It's just she's looking off into the sunrise. Actually, technically, it's the sunrise because it's the morning. It's the morning. Hi, Puppus. Hi, baby. How are you? You don't make it onto the webcast that much, do you? You don't make it onto much of the content, really. And she's just she's here. She's an older girl, I think about 13 years old, and she's been running around. Puppus. Hi, baby. Hi. She's been running around ever since she was teeny little fluff ball. Ever since she was a teeny little fluff ball, she's been running around here. Well before, like, we had the yard kind of secured. And her and some of the other Pyrenees that used to live here before they, sadly passed away, rest in peace. They used to just have the run of the property. And, yeah, Pyrenees dogs, they need to have, like, a job. They need to have a thing that they do, else they go away. So their job was to observe and report, and they certainly did a lot. They barked a lot. That's what Pyrenees dogs do. So Poopy does not have the ability to go like kind of running around the property because he is irresponsible, but Puppus does. She doesn't, because like she just stays here. She doesn't really go out and make problems, doesn't go and mess with the neighbors, doesn't get out into the road. She just stays on the property, and yeah, she does her thing. So yeah, Poopy, no, he's just, he would be all over the place. So we let him out, but he stays in the yard with the llama and the guanaco. Today is a clean day. So probably going to be seeing some poops and some parts. Oh my gosh. It's beautiful Miss Heidi, founder and executive director of the Center for Animal Research and Education. I know. Oh, it is cuter. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Bless you. Get it! Oh, hi! Well, we had a lot of very nice local people dropping off their old Christmas trees as enrichment, and we put a bunch into the enclosures yesterday. Generally speaking, lions and your leopards are really into the whole Christmas tree thing. Hi, Noe. Hi, baby. What are you doing? Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Whoa. Oh, no. Get back over there. Oh, no. People are trying to steal my Christmas tree. Oh, my gosh. Wally. Wally, you're a mess. Oh, my gosh. Look at him. Oh. But he is so handsome. Loves his Christmas tree very much. It's a Wally tree now because it is well past Christmas. But yeah. Yeah, lions and leopards, and that to me that indicates that those species have something within their biologic makeup that just makes them respond to it. Because the tigers, they don't really care that much. They really don't. They'll kind of chew on them, and maybe they'll kind of rub on them a little bit, but that's more of just kind of like, all right, well, you know, that thing's here and it feels neat, but that's it. But lions and leopards, they do this. They are just like, this is the best thing ever. This is the best thing ever. Yeah. That is their jam. That is their jam. Oh my gosh, I could just stay here the entire webcast. I don't think anyone would mind, but I gotta see some of the other kitties. So, without further ado, hello all you big cat lovers out there. It is me, Derek, again. Ha! Whoa! Welcome to another super duper fantastic walk around the compound webcast. It is a brisk and beautiful day, so because it's a clean day, I'm also going to probably try to lock up some cats as I go along, but if they don't, I'm not going to spend a lot of time. Basically, it's like you got to be in the lockdown, and if you're there, I'll lock you up, but if not, not going to spend a whole lot of time trying to get you in. Well, I'll see if I can coax this one in. I think that she's giving me the kill play. She's giving me the old kill pants play. Kill play pants. No! That's not where I wanted you to go. No, you gotta come over here. You gotta come over here, sweetie pie. In the lockdown, we gotta clean up your poo. You're gonna use the hook, the hookaloo. Come on, come on. There we go. Hoo-ah! Hoo-ga! Oh, that fell out. Oh, don't you hate it when your pin falls out after you swing your tiger gate shut? I know, relatable, right? Ah, c'est la vie. Alright. Come on, get in there. Dang it. Gotta use the pin to make those little bitty adjustments. There we go. Okay. So, at this point now, you're gonna have someone like Rachel or Heidi. They're gonna check and make sure that the tiger is indeed in the lockdown and that the gate is indeed shut and secured via pin. Yano! Oh, we got two new interns. They're going around doing meds with Rachel right now. We'll meet them. I mean, it's just look, they're gonna be here for months, so you're gonna see them a bunch.
Oops.
No, keep on. Hi, bud. Hi, bud.
He says, Mama's here, leave me alone.
Mama's here, leave me alone. Yeah, Yano, he'll go back and forth between the two enclosures now, which is a lot easier.
That's where he's going right now.
Yeah, he's gonna be heading into the other one, so that we can then clean this one, and then you just keep on just doing that, just like switching them back and forth. It's a lot easier than trying to get him to lock up. We have found. Oh, Bobby. 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 Hi. Bobby. Hi, baby. Oh. Da-da-da-da. Alright, gotta get him switched over. Just to make sure. Hold on. Hold on. Ugh, I almost tripped. Now he's over here. Now he's over here. Look at that. Well, he is sorely mistaken. Oh my gosh. We have got these kitties right here. It's little snufflers. Mr. Poopaluka, Mr. JP, Mr. Alute, well, Mrs. Ms. Oh my gosh, she's not married. Oh, jeez. Do you see a ring on that, Pete? No, I don't think so, Derek. Have a little bit more class, jeez. Sorry, Miss Luchaloo. I am a Ms. Oh. I am being stalked. I am being stalked. Stalked. I am being stalked. Sass. Hi, baby. Oh. Brrr. Hi. Oh, that was very cute. Thank you so much for that squeak. Thank you so much for that squeak. Papa is very perfect. Is he out? I gotta come over and see him. I gotta come over and see Papa and his whisper moose. He's about, oh, he didn't get his medicine? Oh, he's about to get his medicine. Okay. So, he's gonna be getting his medicine. I don't think that Rachel was able to get him to get up. But let us see if Mother can get him to get up and take his medicine. Hi, bud. There he is.
Come on, this one right here. Just this little bit right here.
Take your medicines. Good boy.
Get it on. Come on. That's a big boy. There you go.
Good
baby. Boy. There's none left. It's all gone. Oh, baby. I know.
What was he taking?
Just glutamine and calcium and missing link, which is a whole bunch of different vitamins, but mostly for glutamine for his muscle loss because of his geriatric age.
So he's got some vitamins and he's got some he's taking his Centrum Silver.
Basically, it's Care Centrum
It's
Silver.
Care Centrum Silver.
Good boy, bud.
Yeah. So yeah, and because he was already in his lockdown, so then we were able to just go ahead and shut the gate, and then we were able to go in there and clean up his legs and his poops and all of that fun stuff. So, yeah. Oh, Vine actually is shutting its app down today. Vine is shutting its app down today. They've made the announcement for the past month that, like, Vine's going away, and everyone, like, social media was like, oh, pew, 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 pew. Like, it was just crazy. Just, oh my gosh, it's going away. They lost it. But today is they're actually pulling the plug today. They're pulling the plug today, and I had an iPad. I bought the iPad because Vine was never Android friendly. Like the compression rates for the videos would turn out like really pixelated on a lot of the Vines that I would post. I would lose a lot of videos. And it was just like, all right, Vine was clearly designed for Apple and iOS users in mind. Poor little Android users such as myself, left out in the cold. So I got the iPod to help mitigate this issue. And when they made the announcement, like, we're going to be pulling the plug on Vine, but we're going to turn it into the Vine camera, which I guess is just a 6-second video looper that's going to be embedded into Twitter. So I don't know exactly how that's going to work out, but I'm sure that I'll be using that to show different 6-second clips of the cats, possibly, maybe. But when they made the announcement, they basically said just like, we're going to basically make it so that Vine just simply does not work for Android at all. So, like, they made the announcement, and I'm like, oh no, Vine's going away. Well, and I even said, like, I'm going to keep on Vining until they pull the plug. And then basically Vine said, no, you're not. And I'm like, oh, I guess that's how you're going to play it. So, but I did, I dug through my stuff, and I found the old iPod, charged it up, and I went around last night, and I was actually filming different things. And then I posted some of my last Vines. Last night, and that was like a weird, I will say that was an interesting, you know, I'm not, it was something that kind of got me a bit in the feels, you know, going around and doing that, because, and I was even talking about this with Heidi before, the way that I used to have to do things, the way that I used to have to do Vines, I would just get my phone and in-app, and I would go around, and then I would just like look at moments, and sometimes I would be out here for hours just trying to get the right 1 or 2 6-second clips. So yeah, it became like this process. It was more than just okay, get pictures of cats or get videos of cats. It became this kind of thing. It was a ritual. It actually brought me a lot closer to the cats. I learned a lot about the cats. I learned a lot about myself, as far as you know, because I would lose the video, or I would like, a cat would not do something, or I would or something, or noise. So it taught me a lot as far as like patience and taking my time. Hold on 1 second. I gotta put the phone here.
They're locked over there.
I hear that. Oh, come on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's stuck.
Pull the pin out. Pull the pin out.
Ah, no, the clip was stuck. There we go. Woo. There we are. Yeah. Hi. I when I dropped my phone, my finger actually hit the no more camera button. So, yeah. Hi. Not a bad place to drop one of those commercials. But yeah, the whole thing, especially in those early days, because it was so new, and like there was so much feedback. There were so many people who were responding in those early days of Vine when it was exploding. I mean, it was like nothing. Yeah, it was insane. It was riding a rocket ship, I guess you could call it. And it was this new thing, and it was this hip thing, and there were so many people, and you would post something, and there was a point in time where I would post something, and I knew I would measure the success of the Vine by whether, like, and I'm talking about just on average. I'm talking about on average. I'm not even talking about like stuff that got like really mega big amounts of hits, like like the BBs watching Dora the Explorer. That was just got huge. But just on average, I knew that it was going to be, if I posted something and it got 1,000 likes within an hour, like, I'm like, okay, that one's going to perform well. Like, and it wasn't even just like, this is amazing. I just kind of looked at, I'm like, yes, 1,000 likes in an hour. That's going to perform well. Oh my, like, that's how I got. It was crazy. It was so, and of course, like, the interactivity with Vine just, it plummeted. It plummeted, you know. There, and eventually got to a point. It's like, well, maybe I'll get 1,000 likes within a couple of days. Oh man, it was insane. The level of heat that it had, and then it lost it. It just like went away. Look at Allie. Look at that pretty girl. But they pulled the plug yesterday. And yeah, it was such a thing, and it took me back because, well, eventually, because I was doing everything in app for a while, and that meant that I was going around. You could only save 9 vines in the app. Isn't that right, Arch? You could only save 9 vines. Look at you. Look how pretty you are. Look how pretty you are. You could only save 9 vines total at any given time in the app. So it became like this ritual, this process. There we go. Haha. tricked you, bamboozled you. I did. What do you have to say for yourself now, Tez? She is stunned. But Firebug. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. But I could only save. So it became this thing where it's like I would post, you know, sometimes like 2 or 3 vines a day. So I would save up 9 vines, and there was times I would have a vine and it was saved in app, and I'd be like, I'm less in love with this, and I don't know if it's really up to par. I don't know if it's up to standard, so I wouldn't post it. And it became this thing where it's like every day or every other day I was going out and I was doing this very. And it was a lot more elaborate than people realize. It, like, I was going out and really spending a lot of time in the compound with the cats, trying to get reactions, trying to capture moments, and trying to do this thing with the app. Eventually, they made it to where you could just take pictures or images from your, right from your camera roll, and then I got better at using like video editing stuff on the phone, and it became this whole other thing where I was just able to just like keep the cameras rolling indefinitely, and then post things directly from there, and it just became a lot easier. So I just kind of switched over to that, and then that Vine ritual, that thing that I did, it kind of went away. Like I still go out. I still go out every day. Whenever I'm here, I still go out and I film, but the style at which I film, how I film, like what it is that I'm capturing. I guess Papa's, she's already made it way down there. She's patrolling, you know, checking the homestead, just making sure that everything's all right. But the process in which I employ to go out and video is different. It's different. It's actually, and it's a lot more relaxed, because I was getting way too crazy too. Like, the 6-second clip has to be perfect. And then I would take that just weird energy into the house, and then I was like, you need to not do that so much. So yeah, hi baby. Whoa, what is your deal? Are you protective? She was actually being really protective of the tree yesterday. Heidi was showing me videos that she had taken of Miss Layla being very protective, like, that's my tree, stay away from my tree. Stay away from my tree. So, yeah, I'm thinking that's where that came from. Oh, but Vine is going away. And last night, I dusted off the old iPod, and I actually went out into the compound, and I started doing things that old way. And it, like, a lot of that it was that weird, as that ritual kind of thing started to kind of come back. I would take clips, and then I would delete them, and then I would, I'd be trying to like, no. I'd be trying to look up and do certain things, or I would take a clip, and I'm like, nah, I didn't like how that one turned out, and it was weird. It was kind of taking me back. And then it's like, whenever you like doing that, then it takes you back to like, oh my gosh, especially in those early days, because there was different cats that lived here, cats that aren't with us anymore. When I used to do this a lot more frequently. I think Sydney's in heat. You are absolutely in heat, Missy. You are barking up the wrong tree. Get it? Because there's a tree there, and then she's basically wanting the tree to, it's an expression. Yeah, Sydney, that, oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this. 2 females. 2 females. That's interesting. Something that, that's like a thing, we're talking about the blurring lines of biology, where stuff like that will happen. And you're talking about, 2 females, they don't have access to males. So, there's times I think where they will kind of help to mimic the attitudes and actions and behaviors of, that other biologic stuff. Interesting. It's not just, always clear cut. Rasa. Look at that. Well, there goes my donation. They have homosexual tigers over there. I'm sorry, I had to. There goes my support. No, I think that it's a lot more complex and nuanced than just that. But yeah, there's. Sorry, I had to make the joke. Chuckle. We're making jokes, y'all. There goes my donation. And then, of course, there's going to be people who do have that accent, and like, we don't all think like that. I'm like, you are offending people on multiple levels, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, Sydney. Rasa is just like, what? I was just trying to help. Maybe Sydney is just like, well, you know, next time, why don't you grow a wiener? Maybe then. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this. New platforms. Exceptionally well-made platforms. Professionally done platforms. In flashes enclosure. What do you think about that? Huh? We're going to be doing more of these. Hiring actual, like, professional contractors to come in and do this. Because, I don't know if you've seen some of the work. Don't get me wrong. I'm proud of, like, a lot of the platforms that we've made. And there's a lot of platforms that I've personally constructed. Look at him. A lot of platforms that I've personally constructed that are around. That, you know, they're still standing. they're still standing. But look, it's a great thing that we're able to then get these things built, because it means that we can then focus directly on the cats. We don't have to focus on you know, doing that type of stuff. That's gonna last for a long time. That is gonna last for many years. That is very well constructed. And that platform system alone, I would say, costs probably about $2,000. I know, it's a pretty price tag, but what you get in return is a very well made, very large set of platforms, very aesthetically pleasing, and it's good for the cats, and it allows us to focus on, you know, taking care of them. So of course, like, we couldn't do that if it wasn't for things like Vine, and if it wasn't for things like this YouTube channel, and if it wasn't for things like Instagram, who brought thousands upon thousands of new eyes and visitors and visibility to the organization, a lot of donors, and yeah, we're gonna keep on going. Like Sydney and Ross's, like, I remember years ago, me and another former volunteer, his name was Alex, we built that thing together, and yeah, you know, it's there. But yeah, we're absolutely taking, like, money that has been raised recently, and we're putting it back into the enclosure. Now, we've done different things where we've raised money to build new enclosures and build the suites. We've built the welcome center, and this is fairly recently, within the last couple of years, like, what we've done as far as these enclosure spaces. And now, because of, like, a lot of the money that we're raising, and what we would do is, like, we would try to go and raise money for specific projects, and we're still going to do certain things, specific projects, but now we're able to then just allocate more of the operations budget towards projects like that, and that's a really great thing. And I look at that as a great sign of how well the facility is doing. Because, oh my gosh, look at you. Look how cute you are. Vol, look how cute you are. Is that we're not having to like raise money specifically, like, hey, this is the #care platform project. We're not having to do that. We're just basically able to, like, say, like, okay, well, this is how much money we have in the bank, and we have a very robust amount. Hi, bud. Hi, bud. How are you? Hey. Hi, Mr. Man. Nada. Hi. Hi, Mr. Snufflepantses. Mr. Snufflepantses. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But yeah, we're able to just look at the budget and be like, yeah, we can totally afford that. Because again, you have to also realize is that like money goes away fast when you're dealing with an organization like this. And we've had times where it's like we raised a lot of money, but then we've also lost a lot of money because we had a lot of projects that we said, of course, that we were going to do. And then we did that because we like to, say that we're people of our word. Speaking of which, yes, the cartoon is going to get done. Yes, I'm going to send the postcards. Because I'm sure people say, you're a person of your word, but I haven't seen the stink postcard. You said it. Yeah, I know. That's a problem. I need to get that done. Don't get me wrong. Trust me, it's been on my mind. But we like to think that we're people of our word and that we are going to do the things that we say that we are going to do. That's important. That's important. Because, how can we, how can we ask for money for donations if it's not going to the things that we say that it's going to be going to. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we're just able to then, and you have to realize, we don't want to start, we don't want to spend money for, multiple thousands of dollars for labor and for materials, building certain things for the enclosures, unless we have, a very good padded nest egg from which to draw. And because we know how things operate in the past, where we say well, we need to build this thing, and then we raise a bunch of money, and then we build the thing, and then all right, we're back down, we're broke again. So yeah, we've been doing a lot better as far as raising the money and then also managing, and that's an important thing, that people think and understand that their stuff is going to also a responsible organization. We're trying to constantly improve the lives of the animals here. That's an important thing. That we have money going always towards their health and well-being, to their enrichment, to their enclosures, to their spaces. Yeah. Because that's why people support this place, because they love these animals very, very much, and they want to make sure that they're being taken care of. And that's another thing, I love about doing this type of content, doing this type of webcast, the Walk Around the Compound webcast, is that I take you 2 times a week on a walk around through the facility. And if you are a donor to the Center for Animal Research and Education, carerescuetexas.com, if you are a donor, you get to see, where, how is it doing? And that's an important thing that we're always showing people. Constantly, hey, you gave us money, now here's what we're giving you. We're showing you that this is what this is all about. But yeah, we did have to wait. And we had to wait until, there was a little bit more in savings before we felt like it would be the responsible thing to actually start constructing these types of things. So yeah, I would say that, considering, and this is the other thing, for years, I remember this, for so long, we got along on a shoestring budget. Absolute shoestring. There's a lot of things that Heidi and I had to do for years. A lot of sacrifices that we had. Maxing out credit cards, and I was selling plasma just so I could have gas money, so I could go back and forth to my job and here, because a lot of my other money was going towards oh crap, well, we can't pay the bills. All right, well, let's see. And so there was a lot of things, and things that yeah, there was struggles, but through that, we know how to make things work. With not much. You have to work. You yourself personally, you have to work a lot harder. You have to put in a lot of more grit and elbow grease. But at the end of it, you really know how to efficiently kind of run an operation, and that the money is going to things that matter. It's we realize that's the people, large amounts of money, they'll say well, it costs this. I'm that's dumb. We can do that for a quarter of the price. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good thing. That the majority of our budget goes towards the continuous improvement of the facility. It's not going towards marketing. It's not going towards lobbying. It's not going towards other things that, you know, kind of don't really have to do specifically with, you know, the animals who inhabit the facility. So that's an important kind of thing. Hi. There's new girls. There's new girls, and there's Rachel. There's the old girl. So old girl, new girls. Old girl, new girls. We're gonna be talking and meeting with them soon enough. But yeah, well, I think that this has been a good cast. I think it's been a good cast. Talked about a lot of different things. Saw some Pete's, saw some Snuffles, saw some people. You know, light was good. Animals, I give it a solid 5 out of 7. Solid 5 out of 7. Solid. Look at these weird little raccoon monkey things. Strange animals. All right, folks. Well, hashtag Dorbist Award in the comment section as per usual. And thank you so much. Thank you so much to all of you who followed me on Vine and you know, were so supportive. This basically, Vine was the reason. Vine is such a huge, it's the primary facilitator for the massive growth that we were able to then see. You know, build stuff like that, you know. I don't know if that would have been possible if it wasn't for the support that we got from you by the ones that started off loving this facility through that 6-second app. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Melancholy. It's shutting down. I kind of was going around, had a bit of some feels, but we're going to keep this train going. Of course. I'm going to be here, you know. My dumb ugly face. Got a lot of those comments on Vine. Anyway, I am rambling at this point. I got to go lock up some more cats. I got to help Heidi, and got to go clean up some poops. So, talk to you later, folks. All right. Bye-bye.